Oh my god, finally, I'm here. It's taken me forever to find my way out this far. I tell you, whenever, I'm still suffering, like, this is what, 2 episodes later? I'm still suffering the consequences of Sanguine just, like, throwing me back over to Whiterun whenever I was basically a stone's throw from this dungeon, ruin. You know what, let's go ahead and check out this little shack over here. I'm hopeful this is just a tiny detour. I don't know what's inside of here. Oh, it's a storeroom. Okay, what on earth do we have down here? Lots of bits and pieces. Oh man, now it's time for me to start collecting up Dwemer scrap metal. There are like 4 particular things that you, 4 or 5 particular things that you can pick up out of Dwemer ruins that gives you, the same material. Or, no, there are 4 or 5 items, of metal that you can pick up, from Dwemer ruins that will actually yield scrap metal, and, like, I think 2 or 3 of them are better. Like, there are 2 that are particularly heavy, and then there are 3 of them that are light. So you get a higher, yield. Holy crap, there's a lot of ingots. You get a higher yield out of the smaller Dwemer plates, like bent plates and, you know, like large round plates. Also, it's really, really weird when they put frickin' chests on the wall. Super good find too, an amulet of Kinnereth. But like the solid Dwemer metal is one of the least useful, and the metal plates yield more ingots per weight value, as it were. I don't know. I'm a math type of guy. I like to run numbers. That being said, I'm not so much of a math guy. What the hell is this? Glowing crystal shard. Identify the... Oh, you know what? I think that the glowing crystal shard has to do with some sort of a quest that, that was added in by Dawnguard. Come on. Oh my god, thank you. Oh, that took long enough. Okay, as I was saying, I think that the glowing blue crystal was added in by a quest involving... I think it was added in by Dawnguard. And there was a particular white... Oh my god, my hands are on the wrong keys. It was added by Dawnguard, and there was like a white book, I think. It was one of the quests that I actually never did. Like, I did a video over where to find the standing stones. Aha, Mzulft, there you go. And,
Get nervous around dwarven stonework. Legends say these cities are haunted.
Oh. Ah, poppycock. That's not true. You're superstitious, Vald. This... Oh, holy shit, this is actually the book that I was thinking of. So yeah, this is a quest that I've never done. I would read it right now, but I think that there's somebody inside of the dungeon here who's gonna talk to me right away. I'll hold off a little bit. So let's take a look inside of Mzulft.
Crystal. Gone.
Ooh.
Find. Paratus. In oculory.
Oh. Well, he didn't last long. Mzulft key. Research log. Well, you don't need these anymore. Alright, let's read this and see what he was up to. Research log. Attendant Gavros. The Council has become aware of the lack of progress in your group's efforts. They are particularly displeased to learn that your specifications for the focusing crystal were completely incorrect. The entire Binder's Conclave has worked tirelessly, and the Council is quite sure this new crystal will suit your needs. You are herewithin entrusted with delivering the crystal to the site, completing your work, and delivering a full report to the Council with all possible haste. The Council trusts that you will deliver the crystal to the oculory personally, and that there will be no further complications. First Adjunct Orinel. Sounds like the Synod's time here has been quite a long time in the making. I think I'll take this opportunity to read the Ethereum Wars now. The Ethereum Wars, by Taron Dreth, dedicated to Katria, my friend and colleague. The end. When it came, it was swift. In the span of 3 short years, the great dwarven cities of Skyrim, from Markarth to the Velothi Mountains, fell before the armies of the High King. Cities that had held fast against the Nords for over 100 years crumbled abruptly and without warning. For centuries, scholars have marveled at the sudden collapse of the Dwemer city-states. Even the Nords seem to have been taken by surprise, though their chroniclers were quick to ascribe the success to King Gelir's inspired tactics and the blessings of Shor. My research suggests a much different cause, however. In the decades preceding their fall, the dwarven cities had been decimated by internal disputes and infighting over a most surprising cause: Ethereum. Modern scholars know Ethereum as a rare luminescent blue crystal found in some Dwemer ruins. Most consider it little more than a curiosity, as it has proven all but impossible to work with. While it has a strong magical aura, it is alchemically inert, and no known process can enchant, smelt, mold, bind, or break it. To the dwarves, of course, such problems were merely a challenge. In the years following the King Harold's reign, the Dwemer discovered a considerable source of Ethereum in the deepest delvings. An alliance of 4 cities, led by Arkanthams, the greatest research center of the Southern Reach, was formed to oversee its extraction, processing, and study, and a new Ethereum forge, constructed to smelt it under precisely controlled conditions. If the inscriptions I discovered are to be believed, the results were nothing short of spectacular. The items produced by the forge were artifacts of immense power, imbued from the moment of their creation with powerful enchantments. The Dwarven Alliance shattered almost immediately as the 4 city-states and their rivals attempted to claim the forge. We can only speculate that none were successful. Decades of conflict merely weakened them all, allowing for King Gelir's subsequent conquests. And though the Dwemer reclaimed most of their lands a century later, there is no evidence that they ever resumed their research on Ethereum. Perhaps the costs had been just too great. Alright, come here, you little piece of gloom lurker. At least it wasn't a Shadow Master. They're the ones who give me the real problems. Oh god, the number of times that I remember going through this game the first or the second time, and I'd be sneaking along, and then all of a sudden, a Shadow Master would draw back his bow, and he would one-shot me. Oh my god, too many times. Alright, I think that I'm close to the end of the... Ooh, yeah, I think that this is the end of the dungeon. Ooh. Back off there, pal. Oh my god. Oh, you see, that right there is what I'm talking about. A single arrow and my freaking summon just vanishes. Oh my god. I really, really cannot wait to get the last level of Conjuration so that I can summon both my pal, I'm just gonna call him Sanguine at this point because he looks like Sanguine in this game. Which is actually something you pointed out previously. It is a little bit disappointing that, like, Sheogorath has a fully modeled, there's a special character model for Sheogorath, but then Sanguine is just some generic-looking NPC. Like, there's reason for that, and the reason behind it is, you know, Sheogorath, he's gotten his own entire DLC expansion pack, more like. So Sheogorath is, like, fully realized, he's fully fleshed out, etc. So, like, they got something to go off of whenever they want to, you know, make a model for him in this game. As opposed to, you know, Sanguine, who's never had a, death. As opposed to Sanguine. What the hell? I'm certain that I'm going to need that in a moment. It's way too weird looking. But yeah, as opposed to Sanguine, who, like, there's never been a DLC dedicated to him. They've never really spent a lot of time fleshing out what he is supposed to look like. Not in the capacity where it's like, okay, this is going to be an entire, like, expansion to the base game. We should probably think about, like, who they are. Which actually reminds me, something worth mentioning. That's, you know, more trivia than anything else. The final expansion pack is what describes what happens with the hero of any given Elder Scrolls game. The Shivering Isles, I'm not going to give it away, you know, I'm hopeful that people won't spoil it for anyone else down in the comments either, but the ending of the Shivering Isles tells the story of what happens to the hero that you play as in Oblivion. And the final DLC in this, which is the Dragonborn DLC, it describes the ultimate fate of, like, what ends up becoming of the Dragonborn, the last Dragonborn. So, and the idea behind that, in general, is that... Okay, so there's that door. Let's take the low route first, because I think that the door at the top of the stairs is where I need to go. But the general idea that Bethesda runs with is that the last DLC that they release for each Elder Scrolls game, it has to do with one of the 13 Daedric Lords. I think it's 13. I might be getting that mixed up. It should be 13. It's either 13 or 14 or something. I can't name them off the top of my head. It's more than 10. I'm fairly certain that if it's not 13, then it's like 17. It's some number. I don't remember. Anyways, so like the ultimate fate of like the hero from Oblivion is described in the Shivering Isles, where you're just dealing with Sheol Gorath, as opposed to what happens here in... And it's a similar situation here in Skyrim, where the last DLC you deal with is Dragonborn, and you're dealing with the Daedric Lord Hermaeus Mora. Alright, now something is definitely behind this door. Oh my, that's a Centurion. Alright, so this is actually exactly what I wanted. This Centurion has something that I need. Die, Centurion douche! Oh, that was easy. Good job there, Deidre. I mean, not to compliment you too much or anything, but you did do what you were supposed to do. You did exactly as you were summoned for. So, I mean, I have to say at least that much to you. Alright, before I go ahead and loot that automaton, I'm gonna have to come through here. I would really like to be picking up all of this scrap metal, but I've gotta watch my inventory space. And it would be really nice if Vald hadn't been glitched out. This, yeah, sure enough, there we go. The Centurion Dynamo Core, or Dynamo, however you want to say it. Alright, so that was what I was after. Like, that was something that I'm really after and I need. Other than that, just the bits and pieces around the edges. But yeah, it's an absolute freaking shame that Vald ended up glitching out further up in the dungeon. He's just standing there. Hopefully he'll catch up to me whenever, you know, I start moving around, like, outside of the dungeon or anything. Because I've had that problem a couple of times. I remember, like, whenever I passed out in Whiterun and I woke up in Markarth, Arender just vanished. He vanished for, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 episodes, and I was like, I don't know where on earth he's gone. And then all of a sudden just, boop, there he is again. And that, at its core, is Bethesda games, you know? So, lots of glitches. Some glitches more forgivable than others, other glitches less forgivable. You know, it's like, it's... Whenever you get stuck in the mining animation, that's an unforgivable glitch. Like, that's one that's been around for a while. So... Alright, there's only one other door here that I need to look through, and then I think it's gonna be up the stairs to, you know, find whoever on Earth is still in Mzulft. Oh my god. Oh, nice, I've leveled up. I would really like to mine up that moonstone, but I can't. A steel mace. Why is a steel mace spawning in this dungeon? Alright, so let's go ahead and level up. I'm gonna take just a bit more magicka. I probably need to roll over on a stamina next after this. So, conjuration. No, that's not what I want. Conjuration is very close to maxed out, but what I want right now is magic resistance. And I can't remember how many perks are left in this tree that I need to grab. It's not adept alteration. Mage armor is gonna be pointless soon. Alteration. Yeah, there we go. Spells have a greater duration. The duration, I don't remember what it was, but that last perk that I looked at, it extends the life of the master level armor spell, which normally only lasts 30 seconds. So, kind of important to take. Anyways, okay, I think this is where we're headed. One last Falmer. Nice. Knock knock.
Gavros, is that you? I'd almost given up hope. Let me get the door. What the? What are you doing here? What have you done with Gavros?
Oh, you must be talking about the man I saw on my way in. He was bleeding out when I found him. Breathed his last breath shortly thereafter. As for me, I'm here looking for the Synod.
And just why would you be doing that? Oh, it doesn't matter now. Gavros is never coming back. And he was supposed to have the crystal. Without that, we're lost. It's all been for nothing. So congratulations, whoever you are. You found the Synod. Just me, alone. Surrounded by angry machines and angrier Falmer.
Okay, wait. You mentioned something about a crystal?
It didn't work the first time. I tried to tell Gavros, but he wouldn't listen. No, it won't be too cold, he said. Well, I was right, wasn't I? Focused completely wrong by the time we got here. The cold had warped it. Gavros had to cart it all the way back to Cyrodiil. Left the rest of us here to fend off the damnable Falmer.
Well, why is the crystal so important? What's it for?
It was a brilliant idea, really. Mostly mine, though Gavros took the credit. Secret, though. Official Synod business. Can't talk about it.
A secret? What do you mean? What on earth are you even doing here in Skyrim? What is this ruin of interest to you anyway?
I am on official business of the Grand Council of the Synod. That's all you need to know. I might well ask the same of you, running around by yourself in this dangerous place.
If you must know, I'm here looking for the Staff of Magnus.
Are you? Well, I'm afraid I can't help you with that. I need the crystal to do anything useful, and I don't have it.
Well, maybe we can help each other out. I managed to find this bizarre thing on one of the Falmer that I cut down. It's probably what you're looking for.
You found... How in the world? That's it? That's it! I don't know who you are, but you may have just saved this little project. In fact, who are you anyway?
Who am I? Who do you think I am? I'm a mage. I'm wearing robes here in Skyrim. Not only am I looking for the Staff of Magnus, but I came to talk to the Synod. There's only one group of people who would be interested in that. College of Winterhold.
You are you? Savos wouldn't even grant us an audience when we came to you, but now you come here expecting something from me? I don't much like this, I'll tell you. But you saved my skin, so maybe I can overlook the past for now. Come on, I'll explain on the way. No matter what Gavros said, this was my idea first. The Council is going to know that when I get back. I was the one who thought of using this oculory. I don't know what the dwarves called it. Something unpronounceable, I'm sure. From all our research, it seems they were intent on discerning the nature of the divine. This machinery, all of it, was designed to collect starlight, and then, I'm not sure, split it somehow? It was my idea to replace one of the key elements with our focusing crystal. Months of enchantments went into it. Let's just hope they got it right this time.
You know, you... Oh my god. I would comment on what you just said there, pal, but he's one of those infuriating NPCs that, like, he walks slower... He walks slower than I walk, but it's not as fast as I run. Alright, here we go. Frostbite, I need this. So, I'm gonna need the Frostbite spell, and then I'm gonna need to equip both... Oop, wrong button. I'm gonna need to equip both fire and ice. There we go. I never use these spells. Oh, and he stops moving when I get too far away. Figures. Come on now. Temperamental little piece of...
Here it is. Magnificent, isn't it? Took an incredible amount of work to get it running again. Now I'm hoping it'll all be worth it. Place the crystal in the central apparatus, and we can start the process for focusing it.
Alright. Doing the hard work for you, I see. Ooh. Alright, that is impressive. Alright, whoops, getting stuck. Hey.
Yes? Need something?
Well, I've inserted the crystal. What do I do now? This is your contraption, not mine.
Now the crystal needs to be focused. It was created so far away. We knew that some adjustments would have to be made. Heating and cooling the crystal will cause it to expand or contract, which will change how the light passes through it. You'll need to use spells to do that. Being from the college, I assume you know them already. There should be a few basic tomes around here somewhere in case your training is even more substandard than I've heard.
Huh. Thank you for your vote of confidence.
Uh-huh.
He is such a pleasure. Alright, let's try heating this thing first. Cooling? Not quite. If I heat it again? Oh no, all wrong, all wrong, wrong, wrong. I think I have to keep cooling it. Close, close. Once more, maybe? Never thought I'd have to cool a crystal several times in Skyrim. Jeez. That being said, Eastmarch is kind of warm.
Something?
By Skyrim standards, anyway. Alright, let's get this show on the road. Let's go ahead and pop these down. One noisy piece of equipment, that much I can say for certain. Oh. Okay, that button doesn't work anymore. That means just these two. That orrery that he was talking about in the Imperial City, that one is actually quite interesting. It was one of the more interesting, well, not more interesting, but it was a DLC for Oblivion. Had quite a bit of fun with that one, actually putting the orrery back together and getting
Finally
special.
going to pay off. But what's this? These results, they're not at all what they should be. This projection should be lit up like the night sky. Something is creating an incredible amount of interference. Something in Winterhold, it looks like. What are you playing at? Is this some attempt to stall my work?
What the?
So what is it? What have you done? Did you know what we were attempting? Are you here to make sure your plan worked? That our efforts have been for nothing? Well, explain yourself.
I have no idea what you are talking about.
You show up here just as our work nears completion, and now I can't get any results from this because of something at your college. Do you think me a fool? Do you think I'm too stupid to make the connection? You've ruined my work! How did you do it?
I haven't done anything. I swear. This whole project of yours has nothing to do with why I'm here.
But it must be something you're doing. There's no other explanation. You have something at your college, don't you? Something immensely powerful. Beyond anything I've anticipated. What is it?
What the College of Winterhold does is only the business of the College of Winterhold.
So you do have something, then. Whether this was intentional or not, it suggests some interesting results.
Interesting results? What are you talking about?
You're looking for something, yes? The Staff of Magnus. Well, even if you are trying to ruin my work, there's still something to be learned here. I can't explain the details. That would be giving away many secrets the Synod have learned over the years. Also, I doubt you'd be able to comprehend the details. Have you seen the orrery in the Imperial City? It was the inspiration for this idea. Instead of projecting the sky, we project all of Tamriel, and then harness the latent energies to overlay the positions of... What's important is that all of this work was designed to reveal to us sources of great magical power. Purely to help safeguard the Empire, of course. And yet, in the end, only 2 locations have been revealed to us. One is your college. The other, well, that can only be Labyrinthian. So, mage from Winterhold, despite your intentions, I've beaten your little game, even if all you've said here is lies. I know you have something in Winterhold the Synod Council will be very interested in. So fine. Trudge off to Labyrinthian in search of your staff. I shall return to Cyrodiil and deliver my full report to the Council. This is not over, I assure you.
You know, I think you've been down here a bit too long. You have one too many Dwemer screws loose.
Am I? Am I? I think I've discovered more here than I could have hoped to. Your trickery won't confuse me.
Whatever you say. So according to the map, Labyrinthian, right? Only 2 places lit up there. I know one is indeed the college, and the other, as you said, Labyrinthian?
Well, yes. Probably. I mean, yes. Certainly it is. But that doesn't matter now, because I know you're hoarding something even more important at your college. The Council will be informed of this. They will find out what you're up to.
Sure they will. Have fun with your trip back to Cyrodiil.
I think we're done here.
Alright, I think I'm done here. Ooh. Oh!
You have done well thus far, but trying times are ahead. It is imperative that you return to your college at once. You will be called on to take swift action, rise to the challenge, and discover what you are capable of. You are on the right path, and you will prevail.
Oh, well, isn't that great? I'd hate to run back home so quickly, but I think that actually I think returning to Winterhold is the right move. Especially given that I found this dynamo core. Ah, great. They deposited me on the frickin' top of a cliff. Getting down isn't gonna be so easy.